Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Advance. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a hell of a show for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you want to follow me on Instagram, my name is Charles Tabansi. My handle is CTABANZ. You want to follow the channel, same name of the channel on Instagram, DREAMERSPRO. And if you want today's full show before it drops on YouTube, be sure to check out the DREAMERSPRO podcast. We have pinned below. Anyway, let me get into this topic here. So yesterday, they had this man, it was total chaos yesterday on Gil's Arena. What set it off was Rashard McCann responding to the comments that Stephen A. Smith made on his show over the comments that Allen Iverson made in terms of having Kobe Bryant and Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan as 1 and 2. And they were arguing, okay, why do the players say this, but fans say this, and media say this? Let me just explain to you why. Players say one thing, fans and media say something else. It is very simple. The players think for themselves. They have real experience. That's why they always have a different view. So we've explained the players. Why do the fans and the media say something else? Well, most fans are sheep. Sorry to say it. Most fans are sheep. They're not going to do research. They're very lazy. This is the prototypical fan. And then what happens is they rely on people in media, especially people on television, because for whatever reason, whenever we see people sitting on TV with a suit and tie, we always believe that they're telling us the truth. So media people then have their own personal agendas that they go out there and promote. And then fans who are lazy, don't do research, they then latch onto those opinions, and their opinions become those of the media. That's how it works, folks. And then what happens is you have people following famous people around, and whenever they say things, they believe them, and they rarely sit down and think for themselves. Is this making sense? A lot of people struggle with what I call sheep syndrome. I just made it up. I don't know if it's a thing, but I just made it up. What is sheep syndrome? Sheep syndrome, in my personal view, is when you're so beholden to the concept of being a follower that even if somebody who's famous says something that you disagree with, inherently, you still cannot make it make sense to you because your sheep syndrome won't allow you to have your own individual thoughts. So someone that's famous will say something, you know it doesn't make sense, but you can't help yourself but to be a sheep. So you still follow anyway and drink the Kool-Aid and then run around in comment sections twerking it up, and we can see straight through you dudes. You dudes are transparent. Inside you're crying because you can't even help yourself but to be a sheep. This is what's happening here. That explains the dichotomy between NBA players having their own views and media and fans. That's all, folks. Most fans don't even have opinions. Their opinions are what other people said. That's their whole view on sports. And then you have independent media, people like myself and others, who have our own views, and we're trying to wake people up out of this hypnosis that they seem to be, this sleepwalking that they're going through. So what happened? They're having this heated discussion. And during this heated debate, it was them basically arguing about why LeBron should be ahead of Kobe versus why Kobe should be ahead of LeBron. And it turned into an absolute melee. Not literally. I mean, Rashard McCann was going, Gilbert Arenas was going, Kenyon Martin was going, and it was absolute fireworks and great content. So what we want to do is play it in its entirety. It's a bit long, but I think you guys should listen to all of it because all of it is pertinent to this show, and it ties into everything here. So what we want to do is play this full exchange for you guys. Sit back, get your popcorn, listen to it, and we'll come back and continue on with the show. Take a listen to that.
But the question is this. When does reality kick in when we're having debates, right? Before Michael Jordan, there was someone on top, right? Whoever that was, they got pushed the out. If Kobe's number 2, before he was number 2, who was number 2, right? Mm-hmm. They had to get put in. He had to move somebody out. So it ain't on anyone's name because you don't mention them anymore or they move. Like Kobe was the next Jordan, right? He was the next Jordan. He was compared. There was times where he said, I'm 1A, he's 1B, right? The reason he's not in the GOAT debate anymore is because they have LeBron as the definite 2, right? So there's no, if they move Kobe to 3 in the debate, there's no point of even having that conversation because he can't collect stats anymore. So his stats ain't collectible anymore. So whatever his stats are, whatever his resume is, it's stopped. So if someone caught him, that's who gets put into the GOAT bait, just like when Kobe, whoever was in front of Kobe and he caught him, they don't talk about 3.
So Michael would have been pushed out there, correct?
If someone caught him.
No, because Kobe caught him and passed him. So he would have been pushed out.
What year did anybody say Kobe was number 1?
I'm not saying by your metric, what you just said.
I just said that.
You said when Michael came in, he had to push somebody out. Then here come Kobe. So who would get pushed out if Kobe comes in? Michael.
Number 2.
That means
who was number 2?
No, I'm not saying number 2. If Kobe comes in as number 2,
how did he came in the league as number 2?
No, man, I'm just saying in the conversation.
Okay, but what I'm saying is think about what I'm saying. If Michael Jordan is in the 90s, number 1, who's number 2 in the 90s of all time?
Doesn't matter.
It does.
I'm saying what you just said.
It does. So listen to what I'm saying. If this is Jordan, who's number 2? Because Kobe ain't in the league yet when Jordan's number 1. So who's number 2? That means whatever Kobe did.
Number 2? Okay, so if you don't even know, who number 2
Wilt, whatever, Magic, whatever.
They all got pushed out, right?
They got pushed out by Kobe.
No, they got pushed out by Mike.
No, Mike was already, he was number 1.
Who was number 1 before Mike?
They didn't have one. They didn't have a GOAT. They didn't have a GOAT yet. The first GOAT
so
and the
Wilt Chamberlain wasn't.
They didn't have.
Bill Russell wasn't.
They didn't have no GOAT.
Nobody. Kareem wasn't, because Kareem led the league in all-time points.
They didn't have a GOAT.
They didn't have a GOAT.
Why you think Kareem was
that ain't what Isaiah Thomas said. So what you saying don't have no merit, because Isaiah Thomas said, Captain, when he walked in the room, we bowed.
Who?
Isaiah Thomas said it.
That's one person.
It don't matter about one person. He said we all came down. That's Cap. That's Cap when he came in. That's Big Cap. So when Big Cap stopped, it come in Magic and Bird. They didn't get the same kind of bravado, but then Mike comes in. Mike gets the bravado.
Okay.
Here comes Kobe. Now you just said
so
that
if Jordan's in front, Cap is second.
But you said the collectible stats, because LeBron is still collecting stats. Mike's not collecting stats no more. So how is it that you say, okay, because Kobe's not collecting stats no more, we can push him out because here's LeBron, but Mike ain't been collecting stats since 2002.
And who passed him?
Kobe Bryant passed him.
When?
What do you mean when? When he passed it, Michael Jordan in the scoring list. Do you follow basketball?
Yeah, so the scoring
Okay.
So
what are you talking about? He passed him.
In the scoring list, that didn't put him in front of Michael Jordan of all time.
Oh my gosh. So how does it?
Michael Jordan.
So how does LeBron James get in front of Kobe Bryant all the time?
Because his metrics said he was a better player so far.
Excuse me? You talking stats?
How long?
You just said we're not talking stats. You just said we're not talking stats.
How long was LeBron the number 2?
Here we go.
2015, 14? Right? They done had him in there, 2014, 15 as the second best? Right?
Never.
Right now it's 50-50 on who's number 1.
Never.
That's the problem.
No, it's
right
not.
now, when you hit LeBron James, who is the number 1 player ever? It's a 50-50 thing.
Let me just smoke this
60-40, so
Good.
that means whoever's third, there's no point of...
The only way LeBron James can be mentioned in this conversation is with stats. Period. So, if you don't bring LeBron James stats into play, no NBA player is considering him and his body of work, his skill set, and any close to Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant, because the skill sets are different. Now, you talk about stats, that's when you gotta bring LeBron in because of the stats. But players don't do that.
Skill set? What do you mean skill set? How he looked playing the game?
Because the question that you asked was, why do the players look at Kobe different than the media?
Yeah.
Right?
Media and fans.
Media and fans. When it comes to certain things and certain players, people have memory like an elephant, right? With no controversy on Kobe's book, he'll still be in the conversation. People try to use that when they're having a debate, unfortunately.
Yes.
Right? If we call it spade. Not us,
I don't say that.
not players, media and fans is what I'm saying. So the question that he asked was, so I'm just answering the question that you asked. And they can continue that debate. I'm enjoying it. But I think it's that people try to put into the narrative of it when it comes to certain conversations behind closed doors, right? They're not gonna mention it to the masses, but behind closed doors when we're having these conversations. But what about?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like the room gets silent.
Because it's moving the
right?
goalposts.
But for us, for me, Kobe has never been out of the best basketball player of all time debate. Never. Because I played against him. I had to guard him. Badass man. The ball in his hand. Competitive as they come, 5 rings, all of it. You can't talk about because he had Shaq. No, he got 5 rings, man. And he is who he is. Through our generation of playing, my 15 years of playing basketball, Kobe Bryant was the best basketball player in the National Basketball Association. Without question.
Damn, man.
Right?
So
for me,
high five, Kenyon, goddamn.
right, for me, he always has been here. Right? I look at him and so there's always going to be a debate. Everything is subjective to everybody's opinion. Everybody has an opinion about it. So respect everybody's opinion about it. That's all I'm like, because it's.
Where do you rank him?
I don't rank, I don't care, to be honest with you, Gil.
Okay, but the
I look at it in generations, bruh.
So you heard what these gentlemen had to say. Listen, it was total chaos, but it was chaos in a good way. It was absolutely fun. What I like about it is, I think what makes the panel of Gil's Arena work is simply this. It's different from television. In television, what you would have is a bunch of people sitting up there twerking it up all over the place for LeBron James. In the case of Gil's Arena, Gilbert Arenas is the one basically in most cases twerking it up for LeBron. He know it. He know it. I ain't lying. He know it. I ain't lying. He know it. Right? I ain't lying. He know it. So he be supporting LeBron. But what makes it good is that you have people like Rashard McCants who vehemently disagree with him. You have a counterbalance. 2 different opposing views. You ain't got 2 people sitting up there twerking it up all over the place. 2 people with 2 different views. Then you got a Kenyon Martin who can go either way with his views. Some cases I've heard him agree with Gilbert Arenas 100%. Other cases I've heard him agree with Rashard McCants. In other cases I've heard him disagree with both of them. And I think that's what made it a good show. You have different views. Not like on TV where everybody gets to pick, okay, you're going to go out there, say this, you're going to say this, you're going to say this, you're going to say this. All right, let's go outside and act like we got, let's act like as if we're all thinking for ourselves when we know we're not. So to me, I think that's what made the show great. Great show. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that segment from beginning to end. And one quick thing I want to say. They put up a poll during the live chat. And at the beginning of the poll, most people were saying Rashard and Kenyon were right. But then the people that came in later, they did not hear those original points, voted for Gilbert Arenas. But those guys were right from beginning to end. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you on the next show. Peace.